Outlander Season 8 would have been the perfect chance for a particular actor to return to the series, but it doesn't look like this is going to happen. The upcoming episodes will mean the end of Outlander, as Season 8 will wrap up Jamie, Claire, and their families' stories. It's sure to be an exciting final adventure, and we have been promised answers to some of the series' greatest overarching mysteries. What's more, the final seasons of long-running series are often the perfect opportunity for some character cameos. Of course, this would require actors to be available to return. Claire's story first kicked off on the screen in Outlander back when Season 1 premiered in 2014. Since then, a great deal has changed. Dozens of characters have come in and out of Jamie and Claire's lives. There's room to hope that some will return to make a final appearance in Outlander Season 8. Fergus and Marsali, Cesar Domboy and Lauren Lyle, respectively, are rumored to be returning for Outlander's final episodes, which is fitting since they have a part to play according to Diana Gabaldon's books. However, another Outlander character who technically should be involved is unlikely to make an appearance. Tobias Menzies has said he won't return for Outlander's final season. There's little hope that we will see Frank or Black Jack again. Tobias Menzies as Black Jack Randall and Frank Randall in Outlander. Actor Tobias Menzies was a key feature of the first few seasons of Outlander, since he played both Frank Randall and his 18th-century ancestor, Jonathan Black Jack Randall. However, both characters died several seasons ago, so Menzies hasn't been a regular cast member in Outlander for years. Still, given how important Frank was to the start of Claire's story, it would make sense for Menzies to return for a final appearance in Season 8. The Outlander books have even provided the perfect opportunity to bring him back through flashback scenes. However, Menzies maintains that he won't return. Prior to the release of Outlander Season 7, Menzies stated that he had no plans to return to any further episodes of the Romantesi series. "It would be great. But no, you will not see me." The Outlander books saw Roger and Buck run into Black Jack Randall in the 18th century, and, indeed, Menzies didn't return to play the character for the story in Season 7. It seems the actor isn't bluffing about having no cameo appearance in the remaining episodes of Outlander, but that isn't to say Frank's involvement in the Fraser story must be ignored entirely. Outlander Season 8 can still include Frank's involvement in the Fraser story. Frank has influence from beyond the grave. Outlander Season 8 will be largely based on the book Go Tell the Bees That I'm Gone, which sees Jamie, Claire, Brianna, Roger, and the rest of their family resettle at Fraser's Ridge in North Carolina. In Gabaldon's version of events, Brianna brings a book from the future that details Scottish involvement in the Revolutionary War, written by none other than Frank Randall. Brianna's adoptive father had mentioned Jamie Fraser by name in the book, noting that he had died during the Battle of Kings Mountain. This seemingly connected to Frank's note for Brianna, warning her of danger in the 20th century. Frank's book was featured briefly in Outlander Season 7, hinting that it would be important in the coming episodes. I had hoped that Menzies himself would return in Outlander Season 8 so that the story could be done justice. The fact that Frank was looking out for Brianna from beyond the grave is meaningful, and the information he left her about her biological father was essentially a blessing. It would have been far more emotional if some flashback scenes in Outlander Season 8 had revealed all Frank had done for Brianna. However, the coming episodes can settle for simply mentioning Frank's contribution. What Frank's story could mean for Claire and Brianna's Outlander ending. Frank can help bring their stories full circle. Sophie Skelton as Brianna Mackenzie in Outlander 711. Frank's mentioning Jamie's death in his book on the Revolutionary War serves as a warning for Claire and Brianna in the Outlander books. Jamie chooses to head off for the Battle of Kings Mountain anyway, but Claire is ultimately able to hunt down her husband's body and save him. The fact that Frank made this possible brings Claire's story full circle, in a way, and this would be deeply meaningful in Outlander Season 8. Things were rough between Frank and Claire before his death, but the fact that he secretly knew that Claire would return to the past and left her information about Jamie makes up for it. Similarly, Frank leaving behind information about Jamie for Brianna to find was his way of telling her it was okay to go looking for her biological father. Frank had likely surmised that his life would come to a premature end, and he took measures to ensure that Claire and Brianna would find their way through time to the other man who dearly loved them. I would have loved to see this all play out on screen in Outlander Season 8, and am disappointed that Menzies can't return to make that happen. However, I would settle for a sweet moment when Claire and Jamie realize what Frank did for them.